I'm sipping, 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 I'm sipping.
Sipping, I'm 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 sipping.
It's amazing what y'all hold on to.
What do we hold on to?
She talk about we used to tease her when she used to laugh. We was 5.
Yeah, the whole time though, we was 5 till. You probably still tease me when I laugh. Like.
I tease you about bigger shit now. I got better material. Oh, all right. Y'all ready?
Wait, can I get a cup? Y'all got cups.
I got a cup for you.
It's like I'm not about to be over here with the bottle.
Right?
Y'all
that
got
was my
cups.
fault. It was ungentlemanly of me.
Ungentlemanly.
So
all right,
good?
let's do it.
All right. This is Sippin' with Sammie, the podcast. I am Sippin' with Sammie, Sam Malone, Barstool Rug. If you ain't sippin' with Sammie, you ain't sipping right. Get your fucking life together. And I'm in the situation room with Sav.
Yo, yo, yo.
And SUDAT. Suzanne Christine.
SUDAT.
What's up with y'all, man?
You know, it's a pleasure to be here. Happy to be here with Sue.
Look at you.
With you. You know how we
Appreciate
do.
you. Appreciate you. But it's weird because I noticed when y'all came in, y'all both said that you said that you've seen her plenty of times, and everybody say everybody looks familiar. Where have you seen Sue at?
So I can run it down.
I'm intrigued.
Run it down. So I've seen her perform so many times, and I told her when I first came in how amazing she is and how amazing her voice is. But
Absolutely.
You want me to run it down? I can run it down.
Just give us a few.
All right. So I remember it was a health fest last year. That she did an amazing job at Malcolm X Park.
Okay.
Women in media, you
day.
always come through for us.
Yes.
Brandon Ballard, Suave Soldier. You performed at one of his events, his peak events, like a year or two ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I can run it down. I can run it down.
It's funny because I always tell people like anything in the city, Sue probably performing there.
Penn's Landing, I think. Was it at Penn's Landing? You performed at Penn's Landing?
Did this get wet? No. I did.
Yeah. So I mean, I could just. Just tell me when to stop. You know.
No, you good. You good.
She going in. She's like, I was there.
You good.
No, because I really, I love your message. I love your brand. I just love your spirit. Like you're just amazing. You're positive. You're just a good spirit. So.
I appreciate that.
That's what I surround myself with. You know that.
No,
I know that's right.
Do. That's what's important.
We have to. It's so important.
But that's why you're the On the Scene magazine is so important because it's a positive outlet and it's about positivity. So if you're somebody that surrounds yourself with positivity, it's definitely easier to get a story.
Certainly.
I missed the plug because you know what? The first place I should have said I saw her was in On the Scene magazine because we had you in the article last year too.
Oh,
so I missed the plug. So the first time I saw Suzanne Christine was on thescenemagazine.com, and you can still check it out right now.
I checked you out working.
Yo, send me that link. Can you please send me that link?
I definitely will.
You know,
that's dope. That's dope.
I love and peace. I appreciate it.
Yep.
But last night, Sue, you opened up for the movie. What was the name of the movie?
Oh yeah, By Blood Only.
By Blood Only, and you did the 2 records. One that's featured on the soundtrack of the movie.
Yes.
And the other one is my favorite song, "Falling Tears."
Oh yeah.
I love that song.
Look.
Oh,
Thank
my goodness.
you.
But when you was about to do the first song, you said that you taken music seriously for 7 years.
Yeah, like officially, like you know what? Let me stop playing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. 7 years.
What's the difference? Because you always could sing.
I was about to say.
So what's the difference?
It's a couple differences. I mean, you grow vocally, you grow spiritually and emotionally. I've been through a lot of different things, you know, and I experienced different things in the music scene, and it's been so much growth. You know what I'm saying? When you decide to do something, you know, I've been showering myself with being able to position myself to be someone that people would know me for what I do. Like, you know what I mean? So
doing
if
a great
you know
job at
Suzanne
that.
Christine, it's like you're gonna know the singer.
Absolutely.
Right. Soon to be actress.
Yeah, you know.
I was watching.
So question, was there one specific event, so 7 years ago, was there something specifically that happened to you that made you say, you know what, I'm taking this serious right now? What
Well, I was working. I was working in a
That'll
cubicle.
do it. It's like, no.
For real. Working in a cubicle, and I was depressed, and I was just low. I hated it so much. Just talking to people about their money. They had all this big money. I'm like, what the hell are these people doing? Like, you know, like what?
I can relate.
No, that's
what are they doing?
like
Tell her I can relate.
And then, but
Absolutely.
also, it's like whatever they doing, they killing it, and there's no way I could get there with this, right? And then it was just like, okay, but I did learn a lot where I was working, and you know, I don't know. I just got to the point where all my quality, like they base you off of like quality, the things that you do, and you know, they had me involved in all these extracurricular things, you know, but yeah, man, I like went to work late. I started going to work late and logging in. They would get upset with me for logging in a minute late, dumb stuff, you know, or you know, I remember my manager, I felt like she was just picking on like myself and the other black girl. We was like right across from each other, and it seemed like they just always wanted to pick on us.
You know,
you want to shout out? It's like, no.
No. So anyway, but yeah, it was just a lot going on, and I finally just was like, you know, I didn't want to wake up, you know, older, married with kids, and just like didn't even pursue what it is that I really love to do, and didn't even give it a try.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I gotta give it a try.
Right.
So you were singing at that point? You were doing funerals, weddings, things like that?
Oh yeah, I was always doing some singing somewhere. You know, I was in the church, and of course I would do weddings, I would do engagements, parties, whatever. And I would always make money off of music. That was the funny thing. Like from a child, I would get money from doing music.
I was just about to ask you, how old were you when you started getting paid for any of your gigs?
I was
any of your
young,
bookings?
getting paid for gigs. My mom, you know, we would open up the card, and sometimes it was just like love donations.
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying? And you know,
That's
it was
the
like
start,
I got
though.
my
That's
first
the start.
$100 for like 2 songs. So you know, it was just like.
That's a hell of an hourly rate.
Right. I was just
think
thinking
so.
that. I was just thinking that.
That's dope.
I was just thinking that.
Real rap.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, the whole reason why I didn't even want to do it was because, you know, stability, which it is very difficult, especially being an independent artist.
Talk about it.
Not
Talk about
what
it.
You
y'all
need insurance
think it
and
can
stuff.
be. You know, you paying for everything. You like your real business out here. Like, so
Facts.
when people support you and pay for merchandise or pay for your CDs or pay for your
Thank y'all.
your
We appreciate y'all.
streams, and really streams suck, but like
It
just
counts,
going
too.
to a website and donating what you would pay if you was listening to these records all the time, like that helps. It just, you know, because we're businesses, you know,
Absolutely.
and you know, a lot of people, they like to exploit artists.
It's
really
too
sad.
easy to, because everybody wants to be on, and
Right.
everybody wants
And
a way
it's
in.
so sad because I think there's some people that you might should charge. You know,
I just had this conversation
I
last
think there's
week.
some people
That
that
speaker
is
is
like,
wild.
all right, you know what? If you gonna perform, then we gotta charge you. But there's a reason why you do that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I had a conversation about that last week.
And it's like, you know, but there's other artists where it's just hands down need to be.
They should be compensated.
They need to be compensated.
Compensated.
For who they are, what they do, and how they.
And when you ask for favors,
What they bring, right?
What they
when
bring
you
to the
ask for
stage.
favors, remember that you asked for a favor when I show up. You know what I mean? Treat it
Yeah,
as such.
true.
Because it's real weird how somebody hit you up 15 times for you to
Yeah.
come somewhere and participate or just be there, and then you'll get to the door and they be like, yeah, it's $20.
Right.
And you be like, yo, you
Say
begged
what?
me to come here to rock for y'all. I ain't even and you asked for a favor. So while we ain't discussing nothing else except I'm gonna show up, see what it is, and do something for y'all.
You know what's so important?
Remember the favor part.
People don't understand the importance of building relationships. They don't understand in personal and business. Relationships are super crucial.
Yeah, it is.
It's crucial.
But it's a weird balancing that.
It's a balance.
It's a
but
very
people don't
strange
understand
balance
it at
in
all. It's a way to navigate it. It's
And
a way
things
to
need to be
navigate it.
reciprocated. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That's how you
Absolutely.
really do build the.
And as
the
artists, we need to
relationship
be
with business.
vocal.
Yeah.
You can't just take it because it's what it is, or they tell you that's how it go or whatever. Like, know your worth.
Know your worth.
Honestly, know your worth.
Yeah.
Not what your grandmama said you was worth. Because my grandmama called me Jesus Christ every time she see me, and she never lied to me. But I'm just saying, like, I can't run around telling y'all I'm Jesus Christ.
Right.
It don't work like that.
I can't with
So,
you.
like, you gotta know your real value, and you gotta just work the systems that work in your favor when it comes down to it. I know you know that better than I do.
Most certainly.
But
Yes.
how did the network get to where it is? Was it management? Was it repetition? Was it running around crazy?
To get it is now where it's at now.
Where every time I look up, you somewhere with a huge crowd in front of you. And you still do 20 people in the room.
Exactly. I was about
But,
to
like,
say, sometimes I do that too.
You
Stop.
got a regular nice situation going for yourself.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've definitely been blessed. Like, I feel like the universe allows me to have these opportunities and
Absolutely.
moments frequently, you know.
Understatement.
Yeah, well. And, you know, for a long time, I was unmanaged, you know. For a very long time, I was just rocking out, you know. One woman team, you know. I had a few people in my corner, but in terms of like daily, you know, we work with Suzanne and Christine day to day, you know, whatever it is. I didn't have that for a long time, so I just had to, you know, use my muscle, you know, and just, you know, you know. But yeah, no, I put in some time. I put in a lot of time, you know, and what happens when you put in time and you put in work, it's just like a seed, you know. As creators, we're here to always birth something, you know, and reproduce, and we plant seeds in many areas of our lives, you know, whether it be positive or whether it be a negative
Intentional
seed.
or accidental.
Yeah, you know, intentional or accidental, most certainly. So it's like, you know, I set some intentions with this seed to be who I am and to be known for who I am. And, you know, I had a lot of moments where we was in the winter, you know, and I felt things was scarce, or things was just hard, tiresome, you know, feeling discouraged, all types of everything, you know. But then there's the summer where I'm able to, you know, grow, get a little sunshine, get a little
get some sun on your
rain,
face, man. You gotta get some
you
sun on
know,
your face.
start growing. And I just been showering myself, and the universe brought people to me and to be a part of what I'm doing to help move me forward, you know, because you climbing up these steps, and you know, you just like,
it gets frustrating.
you need sometimes you just need
a push.
help. Yeah,
somebody
you
to
know,
give you a
you need
little
some
or a
help.
glass of water.
Yeah, because you got more than enough people trying to push you back down.
Right.
Absolutely.
You feel me? You
Right.
got more than enough people.
And
that's
you got
just
enough
trying
people
to
racing against you.
racing against you, trying to go like this and stick their foot out so they can stop you, so that they can be here while
All
you
of that.
stay there, and all types of everything. So, you know, I've
lot
been
of
blessed
consistency.
recently, you know, especially when I made this move to New York. When I made the move to New York, I really got with some real people who just I attracted, you know, and they absolutely love me. They see the work that I've been putting in, and really all they want to do is just be there. They want to be there. They like, you know what, I'm here now because I know where you're going to go. I'm gonna help you get there best way I can on my end. And that's just
Everybody got a
it's
part to
like
play.
having a body, you know what I'm saying? Like, I always, like, in spirituality, I always feel like, you know, I wish people knew that they were God, you know, because we all need each other. That's why we all need each other for all these different aspects, whether it be, you know, the negative things that we have going on that kind of like make us have to fight a little bit more, but when we go through that fight, we get stronger.
Trials and
You know what I'm saying?
tribulations.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, but we need everybody. And so I feel like I'm building my own Suzanne Christine body.
You are.
You know, where it's just like I have these resources, I have these people, I have these extensions of myself that
And you
help
could be the
push me
head,
forward.
and
Yeah.
somebody else could be the neck and the legs and all of that
The
other stuff, which is
legs, you feel
important
me?
because your head needs a neck.
Hello.
You know what I mean? But at the
Right.
same time, as much as I got to do this, I can't do all this because I got all this
Right.
You feel
that I
me?
got to do.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's important. But what's funny is listening to you talk. It's like, that's exactly why I'm talking to Sue. Because I tell people all the time, and if people listen to me on my other platforms, I've said this multiple times. I hear young boys and young women coming at me all the time like, yo, I'm just trying to start a movement, and my homies ain't riding right, and my peoples ain't doing this, and I just want to start a movement. They don't even understand if we get this movement, it's just going to be and I'm like, you ain't moving. you gotta start moving. Like, you have to give people something to move with, something to follow. You can't even offer your homie gas money to put a couple extra people in the car to get y'all where y'all going. Like, people got kids, responsibilities, parents ain't right. You know what I mean? All type of stuff. It ain't the old days. Like, you have to move, and what you just explained was moving.
Right.
And how you moved, and it grew, and then you got to a certain point, and then you made another move, which was a risky thing and something that caused a lot of anxiety for a lot of people.
What are you talking about?
And it was a blessing, though.
Yeah.
It turned up a blessing.
For
so
real.
it's just like, you talking about taking chances, you talking about consistency, persistence, you talking about quality and things like that. Those are the things, like, that's the difference between the people that need to pay to perform and the people that get paid to perform.
Right.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So all of it comes back to where we started, but it's funny because you just broke down exactly what I be trying to explain to them. You have to move.
Right.
Just move. I was on the same magazine. We talked about it for a while. She been up for a few, but when she was thinking about it, everything that she came up with, I said, yeah, as soon as you do that, that's going to be what it is. Like, just do it.
That's why I said, oh my
it's
God.
It's going to be what it is.
When I talk to the kids,
Yeah.
I just be like, you know, you just got to do it. Like Nike, man, they was just so on point with their slogan, because that check mark is like, just do it. And it's like, check it. Like, you know what I'm saying? You check that off the list.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, done.
Speaking of lists, real quick.
Yeah.
People have vision boards and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of people use them wrong. And I know that it's a big thing for a lot of women to write down affirmations and read them every day and put them on walls and stuff, more so than probably men. Probably because they don't want the women to come over and see it. But I think
if I seen somebody training their mind, that's more attractive to me.
Right. I think
like,
that
all right.
as much as you check things off the list, you have to also count those as wins.
Yes.
I think that a lot of times we still get swamped by what else is on the list and the next thing and the next thing, and we never take 3 check marks and celebrate a little bit. Just a little bit.
Grateful.
You know, eat outside your diet for the night or something.
So I want to
just so you can remember that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
I definitely agree with you, but I think men do it. It's just not visually, because I think you guys might have a checklist, a visual.
No, we do have a checklist, but I mean the physical board.
So you don't visually display
the physical board,
right? You don't visually display it, but I definitely agree, because I know.
And
my
I mean,
first
men
time
need
I
to
used my
congratulate
vision board
themselves too. You're right.
Improperly, and I know my first vision board, I definitely didn't connect with the way I was. I was just doing a vision board because everybody else said, you know, it was positive, it keeps you driven, but it wasn't what I wanted to do.
If you don't use it right, it's not going to work right.
It didn't work. It didn't work for me.
And it doesn't work for everybody.
Because I wasn't ready for it. It was a vision board party. Let me go ahead and, you know.
See, that's why I said women do it.
But no. Now, in hindsight, I sat down and did my own on my own time by myself, and it was geared to the things that really mattered to me. And I took the time to visualize what I wanted to put on the board, and it's actually coming into fruition.
That's what it is.
You know,
that's what it is.
I've definitely checked off a couple things on mine. And then I just got to do a new one. And there's add
that's
things.
All about
how often,
things that's not on there.
How often should you do one?
I don't know.
When you empty one out, or should it be? Because I heard someone say today, my man from Fubu, what's his name, from Shark Tank? Damon. He was saying that he sets affirmations and he resets them every 6 months.
Okay.
And that got me to thinking about stuff like this.
So how does he do? He writes them down, or?
I don't think he writes them.
I think it depends on your timeline.
Like, what I know I'm about to start doing is writing down my affirmations, because I know I've been seeing this, people saying that this is what you got to do, and I think this will help things too. Is writing it down and then recording it.
Yes.
Recording it. And then listening
to it. You have to revisit it, exactly, to be able to revisit it.
Because if you can listen to someone else
every day,
why can't you listen to yourself?
Right. Saying, I will,
yes.
I think that's a good idea.
Absolutely.
I think that's I believe in the, what they call it, a dream book. The notebook you keep by your bed, and if you wake up in the middle of the night and you remember your dream, or you remember something about something, an idea, something, you write it in a book and then you go back to sleep.
Okay.
And then you just keep that book. And I know, like, directors have used it for treatments and stuff like that in the future, or actually been able to reference back to dates of when they wrote what and saw how it shifted. You know, so it's a lot of things that I think is positive. I think that's something that I would probably take on before a dream book, before a vision board would probably be a dream book, because that also it helps with music and things like that. You know what I mean? Because that's angles for songs and records and stuff.
That's dope. I can
That's
actually see
dope.
how that works, though. I can definitely see how that works.
I saw it on MTV Cribs years ago. I'm old, but it was one of them directors. He was a Chinese director. He's big. He directed Torque.
Okay.
The director for Torque. He don't got no furniture in his house. Everything is hard chairs and stuff and all of that. But he got a closet full of notebooks that he wrote in his sleep.
Wow.
And he's made millions off of these dream books, basically, when you look at it. So, you know, just something else to look at. Because like you said, everybody might not be in a place to get their vision board the way they're supposed to, but the dream book might be something more long-term that might work for them. You know what I mean?
I never heard of it. That's kind of interesting. That's
No, it's a good idea. And we got notepads in our phones, but I don't agree with always putting yourself to that light.
Yeah.
And then once you open your phone, you open Instagram and everything else. And
I absolutely use
that's
my
a
notes on my
distraction.
phone all the time. Like,
Yeah, I do too.
All the time.
I don't
Yeah.
think you should do that in your sleep, though. You
Well,
see what I'm saying?
No, the
It
blue light
breaks
is
your
not good
sleep.
for you.
Yeah,
And
but
I don't know.
sir,
And they have a
that's
and they have a
definitely
setting
right.
for it. They have
Yeah.
a setting for it. So I don't know how
Yeah, they
effective it
flipping
is.
it now.
I don't know
But
how effective it is.
it's still the habit of looking at your messages and everything
Yeah.
else once you open your phone.
Right, and even
Because that's
the
another
activity
study that
you
they
shouldn't be
did.
looking at your phone
They
at
said
all.
your phone shouldn't even be anywhere near your bed
Exactly.
when you sleep because it's already breaking your sleep.
Wow.
I'm guilty of that.
Yeah, those
Yeah, I
waves.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They said it breaks your sleep, and then part of it is once the phone waves or radiation breaks your sleep, your habit is to pick it up and occupy yourself till you go back to sleep. And with so much negativity on social media that you can get in one shot, especially overnight because everything's focused on coming out early first thing in the morning, that will ruin your sleep.
Well, I have,
like
I
you'll have a whole
another.
nother dream.
I have a solution. To that.
A whole
You know, if you're
different
not
dream.
part of the problem, you got to be part of the solution. So just go to onthescenemagazine.com for the positive information, and then there you go. You surround with positivity.
No, because it's important. But that's part of the reason that we always said that On the Scene magazine was important.
Right.
Because we have a constant intake of negativity.
Right.
And
Yeah, man.
as much as we sensationalize things and we want to know things, there's times where you can't take it. You know what I mean? When you start reading the headline, like, why did I start reading that?
And you know, exactly. Yeah, I've been
Like,
there.
it's too much. Or like
I've
the
been there.
videos that start off looking regular, then it be something crazy. But nah, not today.
But you know what I
But
always
you
say?
already got it. It already
Yeah.
triggered you.
You know what I always say? So I always say that on the scene, I give you what you want, but also what you need. So it's a positive
Good
platform.
thing is I have these notifications that come on from certain Instagram accounts.
Okay.
So it's like just keeps my mind focused and trained, and to you got these affirmations.
I was about to
that
say those are
pop up and all
affirmations.
those
Right.
other
Those
stuff.
are
But
affirmations.
so that was. So I was thinking of a couple. Well, I had a couple questions and wait for you. So one of the questions I was going to ask you was, when you were talking about people who might be competition or people who always just negative people. How important is intentional positivity with you? Because I know that you are just a ray of sunshine. You're so positive from every instance that I come across. So how important is intentional positivity to you?
It's very important. What a lot of people wouldn't know about me is that I've struggled with being positive when it came to myself. You know what I'm saying? So for a long time, I was just very pessimistic when it came to myself, which is why
So relatable.
But you were still nice to people on the outside.
yes. Oh, I can relate.
Yeah, very
I can
nice
relate.
to
I can
everybody
relate.
else on the outside. Everybody else.
I've been a sad
I
clown
want to
before.
encourage people. I want to.
That's.
I've been a
I
sad
can
clown
relate.
before.
You
Go
been
ahead.
that true?
Yeah, I've been there
So,
before.
Yeah. So, now that I had to check myself, because sometimes you get so low that you just like, man, I don't even know what am I doing here? Like,
Right.
what's happening? I don't know. I'm tired.
That's what made you learn more about your energies and
Yeah,
all of that
I
stuff,
had
so you could
I had
control
to check
them.
myself. I went through a whole spirituality crisis, and I went through a whole change
And
and
awakening.
outlook just so that I could save myself.
Right.
Because I was very low.
That's called
And-
self-care, though.
and
People
I
need to
love
do that.
myself. I did love my. There was enough in me to know that I love the people on the outside, and they love me too much for anything to happen to me.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to save myself.
Exactly.
So now I got to work on mental health for myself, and I
That's
have
so
to do
important.
certain things, and it was me feeding myself more positivity and knowing that I need to do the same thing for other people, because other people got these insecurities and issues too. You know that
people don't even understand what you see on the outside of somebody is you don't see anything that's really in on the inside.
Internal. Yeah,
you
don't
don't
know what
see
they
it at
battle
all.
with,
So I can relate.
You see all the walls they
you
put
just
up.
said.
Yeah,
You see a lot of walls.
I've worn masks.
My whole life I wore masks. Like I've just maybe within the past 3 years been able to say that I have great self-esteem.
Yeah.
You know that I love myself and that I've never felt like that though.
Yeah.
Nobody. I mean, only a few people know
But you
that.
always appeared super confident.
But I always
Right.
appear. Nobody.
I know her whole life.
Ever knew
She's
that.
always appeared
Nobody
super confident.
ever knew that. No one ever knew it because I put that mask on, like you said. So everything you're saying is so relatable, and I'm sure a lot of people, women, but people in general, I think that's across genders, that they can understand about not feeling the best about themselves and having to revisit and have self-care and visit mental health and just take care of themselves.
But that's part of the reason that I have those conversations that me, you, and E was
just having.
cackling over
Right.
last episode that just came out. But it's like it's important to, when you around your people, for them to be real with you, so that you could deal with the perception of what you're doing a lot of the times,
And
because you think you're giving off something and it's probably the opposite. A lot of the things that people do that they think makes them look more confident makes them look more insecure.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Very true.
And social media exploits that, and a lot of people don't take it into account. They don't realize it. Like, you're not telling anybody anything. Let them tell you. Just keep moving and do what you do and show that you're confident doing it. And don't worry about always looking perfect in every picture. It's impossible. Don't worry about always saying the right thing. Say how you feel and let's work on it. And if somebody disagrees, learn from them.
Right.
Don't shut them down.
Right.
Because that's
going
insecurity.
in on Facebook.
Right.
I'll be going off.
You do.
I go off.
I haven't seen you going in.
I've been pretty chilling lately.
I'm about to.
I'm like off social media. Like, honestly, if I didn't have to be on it, I would not be on it.
But
like,
you know
I
what?
have a struggle with it. I
think that's my problem with it, is that I only got on it because somebody was like, well, if you're trying to do these things, then you have to be on it, or you're not even allowed. And then once I got on it, I started getting frustrated because I'm trying to socialize and everybody's doing the same thing.
It's so crazy.
It is annoying.
I can't understand it either, but it's so crazy. It's called social media, but it really made us less social.
Yes, it did.
It really made us less
It
social.
made us less social and less creative.
The definitions of following and having friends that you don't even know. You know, like, I feel like they just desensitized some of the vocabulary that we have.
Something's going on.
You know, like, you have friends that somebody you never even knew. Like, that just doesn't even make sense to me.
I mean, with that,
or you're following somebody. I don't want anybody following me.
And it's not even bad to have friends.
Like in real life, if somebody's following you, not to cut you off. But how do you feel about that, though?
I mean, well, see, that's the thing. In the business, you want them to.
In the
you
business.
need them to.
So that's why I said I see it
and
for
that's
business
the only
purpose.
reason that it made sense for me to do it, to talk enough on there so that people feel like it's worth visiting my stuff
really just want them
and all
to
of
follow
that, because you just want them to be in tune to your movement. Exactly.
Whatever your platform is.
It's all for your movement. Other than
But when
that,
it gets personal, I can't do it.
It gotta be personal. They want you to get personal.
But this is the difference,
They love
Sue.
Cardi B because she's so transparent,
Yes.
and personal, and like.
I'm glad you said
everything is out
transparent,
there.
because I almost said real, and real is used horribly in hip hop. I'm glad you said transparent.
Yeah, it was a great choice of
But the
words.
difference between like people like us and the average person is that we have platforms.
Right.
That's their platform.
Correct.
They think that they're broadcasting to somebody that cares.
Correct.
About stuff that everybody has figured out 10 years ago. So they're actually just telling on themselves, because you're telling people you just figured this out while you're blaming everybody in your past for your past, which doesn't add up. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, it's a weird thing. That's another balance thing, because like, I hate trendy stuff because I like creativity.
Right.
And I don't mind things becoming a trend, but I hate when people just monkey see, monkey do. Like, you don't like it. You just want to do it because it's acceptable and it's safe. I think that that's a scary space to be in. But I have a homegirl that says, well, you're an artist and you have these platforms and all of that. You're supposed to embrace trends because you're hoping to become one. Right. But I think it's two different. But I think it's levels. You know what I mean?
I want to be classic, not a trend. Yeah. So I don't want to be a trend because the trend comes and goes.
And that's the thing, like.
So do you want to be a one-hit wonder or somebody just comes and goes?
But see, this is the thing.
I want to leave my mark.
Like, all right. Say for instance, the SUDAT T-shirt.
I see longevity.
Some people, yeah.
I got a strategy.
The SUDAT T-shirt.
I see that too for myself.
You know what I'm
saying?
But
say the SUDAT T-shirt becomes a representation of something that she didn't intend it for. Maybe it's a skateboard culture or a group of young ladies that embraced it and made it their own thing. Mm-hmm. And it's a thing to have that SUDAT shirt, like on a level that she never imagined.
Right.
But it's a trend for them.
But
You
for
see
her,
what I'm
it's
saying?
classic.
But for her, it's business. She didn't set it out to be a trend. She set it out to be an energy. You know what I mean? But at the same time, becoming a trend doesn't stop you from becoming classic.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So some ways I understood what she was saying, but in a lot of ways it was like, no, just feel me when I'm around, and other time do you.
Yeah.
Like I'm sipping with Sammie. The least safe thing to do is try to
Be
be
a follower.
me. It's the least safe thing to do.
We talk about that all the time.
Like, don't try to be me. It took a lot to become me, and it wasn't all fun.
Right.
It's the reason I get to smile as much as I do now. Because all this shit better than before.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's cool.
We
And
talk
you know what
about
I'm
that all
talking
the time.
about? Yeah.
We talk about that all the time.
It's different.
I have 2 young boys. They're 4 and 5. And I tell you all the time that I'm teaching them to be leaders. Do not be a follower. Make your own decisions. Anything that you do better be your own decision, not anybody else's. Anything that you do better be based on what you want to do and not anybody else. So that's so important. It's so important.
I think something that's
I
important.
think this generation lacks that too.
My generation lacks knowing the difference between reasons and excuses. Because you can always have an excuse. You know what I
What's the
mean?
reason for it?
But and what's the reason? The
Right.
reason is you didn't value whatever or you whatever. But your excuse was I woke up late.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Like it's a difference. And I
Yeah.
think I just want people to
You can
have
say,
to
well,
deal
what's
with the
why you
reasons.
woke up late?
Yeah. Did you neglect last night, or did you just neglect the day? Did you not
Did you not
set
set
your
an
alarm?
alarm?
Like
Yeah,
what was the
exactly.
reason, and what led to that? Because my father raised me to be accountable.
Mine too.
I wasn't able to give excuses. I wasn't able to just shrug things off. I wasn't able to follow.
No.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I had to deal with him, and he wanted a reason.
Yeah.
And it ain't
I
clear if
know
it
it's
took me
not
an hour to figure out a good one, or get to the bottom of what he was trying to kick. Because
But
he's
you better
the
come
Bill
to it.
Cosby type on the Cosby Show. Bill Cosby,
Right. Right. You
Yeah.
the
gotta,
type that just builds metaphors and stories to teach lessons, and you got to figure it out. Like he taught me about wearing a belt by drawing me a mental picture of a boy that had everything on and said, "What's missing?" And I'm such an asshole. I said his glasses.
you wore glasses
Because I
though.
wore glasses.
Right.
So then he was like, "All right." After that, it was clearly the belt.
See,
It was
though,
clearly the belt.
my dad
Like,
was very
how did he
straight
get
to
me
the
there?
point.
No clue.
My dad was very straight to the point. This is what you better do, A, B, and C. You didn't do this. Why didn't you do this?
No, my dad
Yeah,
made
that's
me.
it.
He made me figure it out.
Hugo was not doing
That's
that.
probably why I was good at math. I figured stuff out the long way. Like I didn't have a problem with it
I was great at math, but
until high school.
who? You
Yeah,
and me.
Me.
for me.
Me.
I'm about to say
I used
geometry.
to-
I was just saying how geometry was
I
my
went
favorite.
from teaching my
I
math
love
class in
geometry.
8th grade to failing math in the 9th grade. Like, what's going on?
One of them Johns. I was
I
struggling.
love math.
I took IMP.
The first year.
They don't even have that no
my
more.
teacher, she wasn't that great.
I love math.
Your first year algebra 2, your teacher wasn't great?
She wasn't that great. Struggled.
I love
My
math.
teacher for
But
algebra
then
1
got
was
to,
scared of us.
Geometry and was killing it.
Yo, I love it.
Geometry.
Geometry is awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, I could have been an architecture.
I was just in my office today, like Pythagorean theorem. Like I was just
I
telling.
can't draw a straight line with a
Architect,
ruler.
I meant.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah, I love math so much. CJ, my oldest, is 5 and he can do multiplication.
Mm.
So we're like
Wow.
killing
That's
it.
heavy.
I love math.
That's
I love
heavy.
math.
it's funny though because when we came up, they had us doing cursive by the first or second
They're
grade.
not
Yeah.
doing cursive
And
Oh, I
now
have a
they
book
don't
for
even
my
do
kids.
cursive. But when we was doing it, that was
Yeah.
like elite. Like, oh, y'all know cursive before the 4th grade. But
Yeah.
now
They
it
don't
don't
teach it
even
at all.
matter.
How do they sign
They're trying to
their
bring
name?
it
They
back.
That's corny.
just print it. They print their name.
That's
How
what
do
I
you
don't
sign your
understand.
name?
How do you
Corny.
sign your name?
You
Maybe
print
they're
it.
going to get rid of it by time.
Well, no, your
'Cause now you
signature is
inside
going to be a
everything.
virtual stamp. You use
Yep.
a thumbprint to open your phone and pay for
Exactly.
stuff, don't you?
No.
I don't yet either.
iPhone users that yeah.
I'm still
Yeah, I don't have
Android.
an iPhone. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Android too, but iPhone users, they use their thumbprint for transactions and stuff now.
Not me.
That's a signature.
Yeah, I'm cool.
Yeah, because it's scanning,
Fingerprint
it's recognition.
everywhere.
I'm good.
That's
Oh,
corny.
did y'all? Speaking of that, y'all heard about the lady that went to get on a flight? I think it was an international flight. But when she went to go check her ticket, they told her just put your face in here,
No,
What?
scanned her face, facial recognition, John.
I don't like that.
Like fuck handing me the boarding pass and showing me your phone. Put your face in this thing real quick.
I don't like that.
What?
This is a real thing, cause she started snapping, cause she like, well, how do y'all get the information that even had my facial recognition?
Your driver's license.
And then she's like, well, it's a separate.
everywhere.
They said it's a separate company and it's an FBI database. Nobody has the info. Like that's a bunch of.
It's all
Listen,
Facebook.
man.
That's
Facebook,
crazy.
Facebook
Listen,
is
you know what?
FBI.
I told her 2 days ago. I tagged her in a picture that I didn't tag her in because
thought-
Facebook
They know
recognized it.
it. Now my phone puts a question mark. Who
Who's
is this?
this? No, it just
Right.
did it for me without him even doing it. I was like, oh, you tagged me in all these pictures.
And
He was
it's
like,
not the first time it
did
happened.
automatically.
Yeah, that's
But
crazy.
I didn't see it this time, and I started getting likes and comments from all these random people on the
Right.
picture because it was me and her. Or no, it was
was me.
you, and then it was one of me and you. And I'm looking, and I'm like, oh, her name is on the John. That was her family.
That's crazy.
Like her whole family. There's a bunch of your last names on there.
But
I'm
that
like,
was
oh,
voluntary. There's this voluntary company where the people are getting,
I ain't want to just, you know what I mean.
they're getting a chip in their hand to use the vending machines at their jobs. Like,
Yeah, no. See, no.
for the vending machine,
It
I'm
was
not
a
that
company-
greedy
I
though.
do not want a chip, and I don't know what y'all put in that chip. What's that about?
And they're voluntarily doing this.
I'm going to keep
Are
it
you
real with
There's a
you.
lot of stuff going on.
We all volunteered for the chip. With your cell phone it.
Not on me.
We all volunteered for the
Over
chip.
No, but they have it
I'm
implanted in
telling
their
you.
hand.
Yeah, but I could talk to you about.
just trying to get
We could
their-
talk about implants in hands right now,
And
or we
it's
gonna go on
on their
Facebook
phone.
in 30 minutes and
And
it's
it's
gonna
gonna
pop
be on
up
their
on your
phone.
screen.
Most
Yeah.
certainly.
Yeah, I can't stand that.
I ordered a pair of sneakers. They figured out what kind I like. They just put them on my. They put them on my YouTube. They put them on my Facebook. They put it on everything that I'm on. Is how I'm supposed to stop ordering sneakers.
Yeah, no.
I'm trying to work on my mental health. Y'all not helping. I should be able to sue them. Yes, we working on that case.
It's
Exactly.
ridiculous,
Like it's
y'all.
crazy. Cause y'all don't know where I'm at with that, and y'all just gonna flood me with it. I might have a problem.
Like we are on Big Brother
right.
right now.
No, it's here.
Right.
It's here. When they could
But what if
see your
but
face
what
from
if
a
we talk about
satellite.
things that like empower us? Like, what if we say like, support black businesses, or what if we say minority owned or musicians,
Not
or
happening.
entrepreneurship, or
But
independent
That's
artists,
what's
or
weird about these algorithms on these music
I
and
hate
streaming platforms.
right.
If I stream, which this is a thing that happened. I used to stream you and a few other people that I had on the show. That's my folks.
Right.
And when I would go to my favorites list, none of
wouldn't
y'all
come up.
music would ever pop
I
up.
noticed that too.
They would only give me the top
Top
tier
the
people
mainstream.
that I
Yeah,
watch.
but my
That's
indie
why
people,
it's
they
so
don't do
hard
it
for
too.
us.
It's weird because it's
I
like
noticed
if I
that.
play you 10 times and play them 2, they'll give me 10 of his songs and you won't even be on a list of 20 songs
Yep.
and none of y'all will.
Yep.
And then eventually for like a week, I swear, they popped in. It's like they
Yeah.
tried it out and then it never came back again.
Right.
It's weird,
Right.
weird. And that's frustrating because me as an artist, I'm like, well, what if somebody, like one thing that streaming does do for artists that people not taking account for is when you stream somebody's song and you make these playlists or you put it on favorite or shuffle or whatever or somebody's name as a playlist, you hear more of their music that you never would have heard before.
Mhm.
You didn't have that album.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
weren't there 7 years ago
Right,
for
right,
Sue.
right.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? So that helps us, whether it's not directly financially the way people think it is, it helps us in certain ways. So if she's one of my favorites and she's one of my favorites, then I want to hear more of their catalog.
Right.
I done heard all the Jeezy albums.
Right.
You know what I mean? Much as I love Jeezy, it's like, put me on.
Right.
Like, what are you here for? You should be doing my favorites based on my favorites. Just the same way that they give you a printout of how many people in this town listen, how many people in this country listen, how many
Right,
people in
right,
this.
right.
You
Right.
should have a joint that say he played this artist 3
This
times,
many
this
times,
artist
right.
8 times, this artist
Yeah.
20 times,
Right.
and it should reflect that in my favorites.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But that's crumb shit.
Yeah.
Because
And that's intentional.
her music is
It's-
This shit
official.
is very intentional.
Her music is going through all of the right platforms and all of the right bases and all the right paperwork and form to make sure that she's covered and that it's legit and that everybody gets they split.
Right.
So I should be able to get that. It's not a SoundCloud record.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's very, very nerve-wracking for me. And I know everything's going to adjust. It's just how long.
Exactly.
How long?
I can't stand that. When
And it better be retroactive.
I can't stand that when I'm on Facebook. I only see maybe 5 people.
5 of your friends.
The same 5
Same.
people
Every day.
Yes.
every day.
Every day. Until
Yes.
one of them
I
stalks you
But
and
you
then they
got
become the
thousands of
6th
friends.
person.
Yes. Or something.
It's
I
retarded.
gotta type in people's names just to see them. And
Me
it's
too,
I
me
follow-
too.
I friended all these people, or I follow all these people, and y'all mean to tell me
You keep sending me
that
the
I keep
same
the same
people.
You know why though, right? Because they want you to boost the post.
That's so corny.
They want you to boost.
But I feel so bad because like some of my friends, like I told him, didn't I tell you?
That's
I was
what it
like,
is.
I gotta go to your page.
If you boost it, it means more people on your page to see it.
But listen, right?
That's all that means.
But how many times did I tell you that I have to actually go to your page to see you? And we
You know how many people
all
tell me
the
that?
time. Like
You know how many people tell me that? It's frustrating.
It's frustrating.
Especially because I be having a lot going on, and when you have a lot going on, you can't tag everybody, you can't text everybody.
But you shouldn't have to.
I post things so much that I'm assuming that at least most people might have seen it.
Right.
But in all actuality, the same 8 people saw it.
Yes.
That saw everything else, unless I
Yes.
tag 100 people, and then 12 will see it.
Right.
Like that's like 12 more than 100 I tagged. Like that's crazy. But it's really what's going on. It's like I don't want to say literally, but that's what it feels like.
Yeah, I know.
That's what it feels like. And it's making it hard because this is what people don't realize about them saying they're going to start hiding likes and views. That's for monetization.
Why would they do
gonna
that?
stop hiding.
They're going to start hiding because they're saying that it's a mental thing. They're saying
It
that
is.
people are. That's not why they're doing. When have they ever done anything for your sanity?
They're not.
This is so that these people that get $250,000 per post, they're getting that based on how many people like and view their posts. If they don't pay these platforms to get that information, then they don't have no way to present that information to the people that have paid them to post.
So if Instagram's not getting paid for
So you got to cut them in.
Kendall got for posting an ad for somebody, they're like, where's my cut? Because you're getting this money to post it on my platform, but I'm not getting no cut off of this.
So
if you want your
they're not going to show me how many people just like my stuff.
They not. Remember when 2 months ago when they made you make a they offered everybody a business page or artist page and all of that stuff, and that shows you all your detailed analytics. That's going to become monetized on both sides.
Wow.
In order to get all of that stuff that you get, that's more than on your regular.
So I wouldn't.
But but outside of that, the average person just has what they have. On yours, you get details outside of what the average person has. Now I get it on the one page, and on the other page, I can compare it. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is, in a minute, it's going to be like your business page, $15 a month, $25 a month, or a percentage.
Wow.
So then, when somebody's
can
reaching
market.
out to you for ads, because these are platforms that are providing ad space for free.
It'd just be over.
You see what I'm saying? It's
Like,
getting
they could
crazy.
They could just let it go for real, for real.
You would, but they won't.
Just let
Because, like I said, the difference is you have platforms. That's people's platform.
We about to just go into
Oh,
businesses.
I'll explain that to you too. You know who the president of YouTube is? Leo Cohen.
Who's that?
The guy that was running around with Jay-Z and anybody else from Def Jam, the tall white guy that speak with the accent, that run everything. That's when YouTube, when they decided to monetize everything on YouTube, they put the boy that ran all the labels that Dame keep calling the culture vulture in the head of it. So all of a sudden it's $10 a month if you don't want commercials. Then they started doing commercials from 10 seconds to 60 seconds to you can skip this ad in 5 seconds, or you got to watch 16 seconds and all of that, because they know exactly how much time of this thing you have to hear to buy into it before you could cut it off and still remember what you heard. Like, all of this is things that they learned from the industry
Yeah.
because of Leor. I'll tell you exactly what YouTube is right now. It's called Leor Cohen runs it. Look up Leor.
I will.
Look him up. Look up when Jay-Z did the joint on MTV. Leo was in the limo with him the whole time and all that. And all Dame say is, look, whoever get lit, Leo put his arm around you for a couple years, and then Leo don't be nowhere near you after that. And one thing that motherfucker said, he said, Leo took me to his house. He said, you at my house this year.
Right.
Make sure you be able to come back next year.
Right. That's crazy.
Because it's based on what you do.
Right.
It ain't based on this relationship.
What
You
you
know,
gotta
everything
do
a
is-
family. Oh, I love you.
Yeah.
When you in
Right.
music and
When you bringing something to
and
when you got- when you
everything
upset.
is a family until they get 90% of your shit.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah. So he one of them bulls, and I ain't trying to bad my business is business, and his angle is his angle. But that's why they call him a culture vulture. That's the part that
There's a lot
like
of
doesn't
culture
connect.
vultures out there, though. There's a
I
lot of
mean,
culture vultures out there.
Business is business. I mean, remember years ago, Puff said, "Y'all mad at me for doing what white people do."
I mean,
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't know. Like, how do you, like, at the same time, that's his business. I can't tell another man how to run his shop. I could never do that.
I mean, culture vulture to me, even to the fact that now is Kim K braids when they was cornrows.
She just
Like-
culturally appropriated kimonos.
Like, so
Stop.
she just want every culture.
Stop. She
like,
just took over. She backtracked it like yesterday or some shit. But she tried to patent licensed kimono wear because her name is Kim, and it was body shapers. Has nothing to do with a kimono. They went, she was about to lose everything behind that.
Dang.
You know how big that community? Oh my God. They was gonna turn her into one of them people. She had to change the name. She ain't even got a new name yet. She just said that ain't the name. Yeah.
Wow.
No, it got real in the day.
Right.
Because they said she licensed that joint, and we remember what they said they did for the baby. They patented across the board.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Her name, the baby name?
The baby name for everything from eyeliner to pacifiers to diapers. You cannot use that name.
Wow.
Like, that's real power. And that's what I tell people about 50 Cent. 50 G-Unit was bigger because 50 did what Wu-Tang didn't.
What's that?
When he bought his patent and paid for the patent and licensed the G-Unit logo and all of that shit, he did it internationally from the gate.
Oh, yeah.
Wu-Tang,
right.
They shit sold everywhere else but here.
Exactly.
They made money here, but they didn't
really
control none of that.
Yeah.
Dang.
And I mean, that's what the culture does. We're a young industry as far as young black people that's doing this shit. So we got to learn from others' mistakes.
Absolutely.
But 50 learned from the Wu-Tang mistake, and Wu-Tang has the biggest logo probably in anything.
Right.
Name a bigger logo than Wu-Tang,
right.
And it's probably Trump. Like what else is more recognizable?
Right.
Nike?
Right.
Nike.
Who made it?
It's like super big brands.
Right.
Pepsi.
The logo.
ASAP Ferg's. No, he did the Bad Boy joint. ASAP Ferg Pop did the Bad Boy joint. Who did the Wu joint? I knew that too. It was on a documentary. I can't remember. But you gotta watch the Wu doc too. It was good. Yeah, he ain't grooving out there.
Right.
No. We can hear it. They can't. They losing. They missing out.
You good.
They missing out. Y'all forgot we was on camera.
No, I didn't.
Oh, all right. I was about to say, because y'all both looked at the camera when I said they did. Y'all both looked.
Just catching them up.
No, that's crazy, though. But no, you really got to think about a lot of stuff that's going on. Anytime a social media outlet tells you that they're doing something for your mental health,
right,
you got to figure out the other reason. There's no way they care. Because if they did, them sponsored ads would be for mental health. It ain't that simple.
Good point.
When have you ever seen a sponsored ad about where to get help for anything?
Right.
For a burn? Like, when have you ever seen it on your timeline unless you followed the company?
Right.
It'd be sponsored for sneakers and cars and shit.
Right.
They don't care about your mental health, yo. They try to monetize everybody that's getting this free ad space. You want to just make your website everything it could be. Direct all the traffic to your personal sites. And it's going to become a point where that's going to get tricky, too. You're going to have to make sure that you're with the right companies and they don't change their policies.
Right.
That run your websites.
That's all going to change. But I had a whole question.
Go ahead.
So we were talking about the dream book. This is going all the way back because I had a question for that. We were talking about the dream book. And I need the bottle, though, before I get to the dream book. Appreciate that.
Go ahead.
This is the one. This is the one.
That's the one.
The dream book. So I want to know what's your inspiration for your music. Like, so how do you write your music? Where does it come from?
Well, it comes from a spirit, most certainly, that just feels something, whether it be in the track that I'm listening to, or sometimes the song just pops up in my head. But experiences, sometimes it's not experiences, sometimes it's friends' experiences, sometimes it's just
whose experience was Falling Tears?
I love that song. I absolutely love that.
They love it in Japan, in Australia, in Africa now.
That song is beautiful.
What we talking about?
That song is beautiful.
My bad. My bad.
Oh my gosh. Well, I think it's a lot of people's experience.
It's very relatable. Very relatable.
Look at the safe answer.
Sometimes you find yourself in the situations where you want somebody back, like you broke up with them, and
no, when I listen to it, I feel like that's what my ex is saying.
Oh,
I felt like that's what I used to say. You know what?
Need you, baby. She be singing that.
Not like that, but I'm pretty sure she's trying to.
But I felt like that's how I used to say in all my previous situations. I was like, damn, I remember feeling like this. Like, damn.
Listen, it's an experience. It takes you to a place where I think everybody can relate.
Absolutely.
Can relate to.
Can a man relate to that?
Somebody.
Absolutely.
Even
Okay.
like but the thing is, it's funny because I've heard some female. Somebody told me that a female said that's not really realistic because women don't feel that way about men. Most of the time, it's men feeling that way about women.
Oh, wow.
We just talked about people putting up walls, right?
Yeah, I don't know what that's about.
All right.
I know I felt that way.
I can relate.
I know I felt that way.
Exactly. So you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like women don't always get it right all the time, and a lot of times because we're not ready to forgive somebody or whatever like that, like somebody could have did us wrong or whatever like that, and we want to get rid of them, but then weeks later you really miss them and you really feel like
I'm smiling
let's get
for a
over
reason.
this.
I'm smiling for a reason. I'm ear to ear
I'm
for that. I
excited
can relate.
because this is a conversation that I be wanting to have because it's the Venus Mars thing, right? And I'm sitting with two women, so I'm gonna get rolled on pride. But
You good?
the twist is like, do y'all know that y'all shape all of that shit? Like, women will play with dolls and have doll houses and play in families, whether literally or not, they're playing with families.
Mm-hmm.
In my era, it was G.I. Joes, Ninja Turtles, no family shit, a lot of violence.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Video games, going outside, getting bruised up, stuff like that.
Right.
Y'all think relationship before we do. We don't think
Or
relation.
think kids and babies.
We don't think that stuff until we trying to figure out a way not to lose somebody. Like, the way to keep her is to wife her.
Yeah.
But that's society, though. I feel like
But
we
watch
report
what
us that
happens,
way.
though.
That's the society.
Watch how much control y'all get after that. Because we're
Oh, yeah.
oblivious, and we know we're oblivious at that point. Like, we know we just trying. Even if it's our 8th relationship, we know we ain't got the first 7 right. You know what I
Right.
mean? And we've been blamed for all of them. So we good.
Rightfully so.
So we rocking. And a woman says things to you like, if you my man, or if you love me, or if we really going to do this, then you would do this. And you know what we say?
Okay.
And then it progresses, and then a man gets comfortable. And then he cries in front of you. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Is that like the ultimate sign of weakness or
I've sat in
something?
a room
I
full
don't
of,
think it's a
I've
sign.
sat in a room full of
Either.
women.
Like, so why is that
No,
such a
hold
big
on, because
point?
I've sat in a room full of women running down every dude that ever cried to them before. It's fucking disgusting. But no, I've been there. 8 strippers actually. But
Well, shit.
my life's different. But I wish I had a wingman that day too, because I was scared to death. Like, this is like not the room. It's not really as ideal as it sounds. Trust me. So then when it gets messed up, it's usually because we feel like we didn't do the thing we was supposed to have did, as because we didn't know, and because we didn't get caught doing what y'all was doing. If y'all was doing what we was doing, right? Let me say that to be fair.
I'm gonna just be quiet.
But at the same time, y'all control the whole arc, like the entire arc. So when the shit falls apart,
we put that shit back together.
the nigga heartbroken. He has no idea where he's at. He done cried. He ain't never cried before.
Well, in that
This
case,
motherfucker that did shit he never thought about doing just because he thought it was the right thing to do. Like, y'all have no idea how high that cliff is.
Back to your point, y'all don't know no
This
better.
man that's supposed to walk around like this every day falls from.
Because back to your point, y'all don't know no better. We've been groomed. We've been sitting here, like you said,
And
for all
then
this time. Y'all don't know no
Women
better.
don't mind. Most women don't mind being petty. So then their next move, whether it's a good move, whether it's real or fake, is
Kick somebody
public.
down.
It's public.
It's public.
That's not true.
That you're not together no more.
Either that I'm single nowadays. Let's relate it to nowadays. It's either that I'm single post, or the selfie with the no face, no
Crazy.
trace, or the
Or the crazy outfit that you
the
just
outfit,
noted,
like the
like
get back outfit and the vacation with the like it's all type of shit. And he's sitting there like, I gotta fuck like 3 bad bitches just to shake this shit off. Like, he don't even know what to do because dealing with his emotions ain't on the table no more. Like, you have no idea how, like, y'all take it for granted because we built to act like assholes. The cliff is high as
I feel
fuck,
like
yo.
y'all be acting like assholes though.
But
Right.
see, and a lot of thing is, and I'll balance
Some of
it.
y'all.
No,
Most
I'll
of
balance
y'all.
it out. Our whole generation is slighted by the fact that most of us don't know what a healthy relationship looks like.
it spans generations.
Which is why you're
but it
dating
spans more
men.
than one generation.
You're
That
dating
spans
men
across
that
the
are
board.
taking. Your mic is super low. I don't even know if you're still on here.
So sorry.
Which means you're dating men who are taking cues from you that shouldn't have to. You see what I'm saying? Like, he should have another example other than a girlfriend saying
Oh, sure.
such and such, and him saying okay. But
Absolutely.
what happens is that comes from the fact that there are no healthy relationships.
And that's why
People
I said
think a
it's
healthy
spans generations.
relationship
That's why I
is
said
somebody that
spans
fights for
generations.
20 years and stays together.
So you validated my point
some people
because,
do think
They think that fighting is
ridiculous.
part of it. Like
No.
constant
Sad.
fighting. They think it's part of it.
but you
That's
just
scary.
But look, you just proved my point because I said it spans generations. So if they don't have an example, that means the people before them did not show them what they was supposed to know.
Well,
what they was
and
supposed
we
to
know
learn.
that
So it
that's-
spans.
But we know that we were set up for that. We know
Absolutely.
that's systematic.
I mean, absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? Like, and that's what makes it even more devastating. Because it's like our generation and these young wild motherfuckers right after us are the ones left to pick up everything, and we don't have a clue about anything except all this new information that we have, but nothing about foundation. The balance is gone.
Why I hear my song? Do y'all hear it?
Mm-hmm.
You can
Okay.
sing it. Go ahead, sing.
No, I'm good.
Oh, all right. Because I know you songs come on, you can't talk to her. She just get to singing and shit.
That's not true.
No, but I think that's part of it. And I wanted to say it while I had two women here. I said, you know what, this is the perfect time to say it. Because
Well,
it could sound crazy, but in all actuality,
I feel like y'all
That's
would
where it
get
comes
y'all
from.
would get so much more further ahead in most cases if y'all did show y'all emotions
but
and y'all
It's
did
scary.
keep it real. Y'all
It's
gotta
scary.
stop being scared.
and
Like,
I'm not
you gotta
saying
be
I'm
okay with
scared.
being
I'm old
vulnerable.
now,
I
so it's different
Because
for me.
I feel like women appreciate vulnerability if they really F with you.
But
you know
you
what I'm
gotta
saying?
realize how many women.
Like, we want that. We want to know
Sue.
that, all right, they want this situation back,
And I'm
or
a-
that they're willing to show a side of them that they wouldn't show
all right,
other people.
that's after breakup stuff you talking about.
No, I've never seen my husband cry.
That's.
saying.
I don't know. I don't even know what to say about that because I went through a lot for years and never cried about nothing. And then nowadays I might watch some dumb shit on YouTube. Ellen might make me cry. I don't
Right.
fucking know. You know what I'm saying? Like
I love it.
keep it G. Like I
I
am who
love
I
it.
am.
I
Because
love it.
because you know she be giving to people and shit like that. Shit just
She
be
do.
like
She
I
do.
know
She's the
motherfuckers
bomb.
that
I love
struggle,
Ellen.
and I wish I could do 1,000 for what she does for certain people. Not even everybody. Like just for one person, if I can get them $100 and she giving them 50,000, it's just like I wish I could, and it just be like that. That shit touches me now. But at the same time, like motherfuckers don't know how, don't see the need, and some people don't need to. There's some people that go through life and it's perfectly. Everybody's not the same, but there's a lot of people that's holding shit in.
Right.
Oh yeah.
But it's dangerous because women are savages now. Just listen to the music. You're a singer.
Yes.
When Ruben Studdard said I'm sorry, all the women started saying everything the opposite of that. Every song from Carrie Hilson to Destiny's Child to everybody, they was bossing up. Niggas was apologizing and trying to eat the booty.
If you should, if
That's
like,
all that was
put your
going
hands
on. That's all that was going on. That spawned a whole generation of savages. Then you had a woman come on and say, I'm a savage.
Right.
It's true.
And I love that song.
You know what, I'm gonna be honest. Like, roles are reversed. I feel
It
like
got weird.
roles are reversing right now.
It got weird.
I don't know what's happening, but me.
So
and
you
my
might get too
girlfriend-
many cries.
I agree.
I don't know, but I just know me and my girlfriend was having this conversation
Too many
the
cries.
other night. We was on the boat. We was like, yo, man, like roles has changed. I don't know what's going on. Now the men, they just want to be wifed, or they be feeling like that we using them, or it's like,
Well-
you know, like if we not together and they want to be with us, but we might just want to deal with them on,
Right,
you know,
right.
just for
But
a little bit of here
They
and
be
there.
trying. They ain't with
And
that
it
no
be-
more.
and
Before
it's
that
like
was their
men
thing.
feel like it's like, you know, I feel used. And you only want to see me to do da 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 da.
That's how they talk to you?
it. And that, you know, it's
That's how
like,
they talk to
dang.
you?
And
That's
it's
how they
like,
talk to you?
I'm just saying. It's like, yo, what's going on here? Like,
I'm
men,
learning.
the roles are reversing. You know, men really want to be with women, but women not too sure if they want to be with the men yet. And
Well,
we
you-
just like, and we just kind of like, you know, I do. I mean, I like you, but you know,
I know where that
not
comes
right
from.
Now.
I know where
This
that
not a
comes
good Time. This, you know, it's all these different reasons, and then
I know
you
where
and,
that comes
and to
from.
keep it funky. Some women, they got so many. They got a handful of men on rotation. That
They all
talk
do.
to.
Hold on, not some women.
And-
Yo, you so funny. Oh my goodness. You gonna start a whole nother tangent from the book.
Hold up, man.
Don't you dare.
Let me not give it.
You
I
give
be
them too
knowing.
much.
I be knowing like they be knowing.
Hold
more.
up,
You not gonna some woman me.
I'm just gonna stop right
You not
here.
gonna some woman me.
Rose.
You tell them too much, though.
And
You like Steve Harvey in the
No,
game.
but
Hold up.
I'm gonna tell you what it has
Steve
become.
Alina, what is you doing?
For a long time, it was that women straight up outnumbered men,
Oh,
and men were
You gave
considered.
a tape.
Hold up, Sue.
yes.
We can't get off there.
No, you good. But it was a time where women outnumbered men, and men was seen as the way for security because a lot of things weren't equal. You know what I mean, as far as pay and all type of shit.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
We're still in that
Now-
struggle. We're still in that struggle though.
No, but now, women, especially black women,
Especially black women.
y'all are
They black
graduating
men.
college at a higher rate than anybody.
Yeah.
But
Y'all
when
are
we
out here in
But
this
when, we
work
get the,
field.
but when we get the job, we're still in that fight to
But
get equal
no,
pay.
no, y'all are.
That,
I'm
yeah,
not.
but
I'm not
not-
saying that. But also, even look at
But
the
our
biggest
men
black directors
don't
right
take
now.
work. A lot
Right.
of our
5
men
of them.
are
The
not
top
doing
5 is
how they
women.
should.
Yeah,
The top 5 black directors in Hollywood right now is women, and Jordan
Yeah.
in there somewhere.
yeah.
Like, let's be for real. Like y'all are killing shit. So the dynamic does change because at a time where you had a percentage of women that thought that they needed a man to be whatever, you don't have a lot of those anymore. And then you have everything in between. So y'all able to boss up and be like, yo, I don't want to deal with that shit if I don't want to. And it feels weird, but it's where it is.
And it's crazy to say because I'm a woman.
It's where it is.
But my whole
It's
thing
the
is,
next dude down the block.
But this is my whole thing.
And
It's-
But the
social
problem
media
is-
allows you to have as many.
But this is the
you have
problem.
So many
This is the
men.
problem, and this is why women get dragged so much, because y'all not keeping it real though.
but hold up.
Sometimes
Like,
some
like
women
everything
I'm
is
very
this perfect
transparent.
I am
persona,
very-
especially when it goes to social media. And this is another theory too. Most women are actresses. You know why? You know why most women are actresses? Because they family don't know who the fuck they is, and they know them their whole life. So as a man, how am I supposed to expect that in 2, 3, 5, whatever 7 years that you decide that we supposed to been married, that you the person I thought you was?
Your own family don't.
Your family don't know who you is. Like,
I
yo,
can't.
it's potheads who family don't know they smoke weed. My grandmama know I smoke weed.
My grandma.
I go to
now-
Thanksgiving smelling like a pal ready
So
to eat.
wait, yo, it's so funny.
And I
was
get
just
my
talking
yak and I go to the
parents.
back and watch the game.
Listen, I was just talking to my parents. I said,
You know what I mean? My cousins be, so whenever you know, and then they spray themselves down before we go back in, like, we grown.
We grown. We grown.
But y'all peoples don't know who y'all is. How the man
My
supposed
My
to know?
people's know
If
I
you
blow.
can pull
I
your
still
pop,
spray
you can
myself.
pull that nigga.
No, I still spray myself. And everybody know I blow, and I still spray myself. It's like
No,
Well,
but
yeah, I
it's,
mean, 'cause you
no,
know, I mean, we
that's
don't wanna be
different.
walking around
That's
like
different. When I
Right.
say spray, it's just an example of, like, it was in
They try to
conjunction.
hide it.
It was in
No, I get what
conjunction
you're
with the
saying.
whole,
I get what you're saying.
like,
Yeah,
come
those are
on, man.
type
I go
things.
to funeral with a breast pocket full of, for everybody. You take one, you take one, you take right before we go and eat in the repast. We gonna get right. I got y'all. I don't care.
Thanksgiving.
I walk in
That's
here.
what I'm saying. It's
I
just
walk
for
in
you.
and the crowd coming with us. If we
That's what I'm
sell it,
saying.
it's like, whoosh. Oh,
Looking for cousins
they
and-
good. They hungry. Yeah, we hungry.
Right,
Don't mess with me when I'm
This
mourning.
plate.
Yes, I want some
on,
chicken and
all
some
that
potato
in that
salad.
plate.
right,
I'm
right,
mourning.
Right,
That's what
right.
come with morning.
right.
Chicken and potato salad come with morning. I'm hungry.
Yo.
Leave me alone.
I want some potato salad. Thanks
Like,
for
be
that.
for real. It's been a potato salad week. I was talking about how I used to
want
work in
some.
catering, and they told me to make potato salad like how you make it, how you would make it for your barbecue. I said, all right, cool. So I get the splashing and shaking, and Jeezy behind me like,
Don't do that.
don't put all that, don't put no mustard in that. Don't put no mustard in it. No, it's gonna make it too dark. Don't put that pepper in there. Why? It's gonna make it too dark. I'm like, are you serious? So I'm whipping up this nonsense. I had to make a separate pot for me.
I remember when y'all was working there.
You know what I mean?
remember
I had to
that.
sauce up my joint for lunch because when you had something that was popping, you save a little for your man for lunch.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, I make our joint, make that joint. They going crazy over this nut ass tater salad, and I'm like, yo. I ain't gotta tell you they was white, but like it just be crazy
I
because
remember
it's
those
like
days.
I've been talking about potato salad all week because of that. It's like every
I
day
need some
potato
potato
salad
salad
has
now.
came up. So now you talk about
So
potato
you want
salad.
to make me some potato salad one
Right.
day, Sammy?
I might have to chef for
I think
all
you
of
do.
y'all.
I think you
That'd
do.
be nice.
Cause y'all hold me the fuck down, man.
I think so.
I keep it G. One day I might have to pull a grill out or something and just invite
That's
the
what I'm talking about.
the coolness over. But y'all gotta roll all the
I
weed.
think
Right
so.
here.
Y'all gotta roll all the backwoods.
I mean,
That's all
done.
I'm saying.
Just
If
so
I'm
you got
working,
done.
I need backwoods in rotation.
That's what you had me doing at the cookout anyway. So.
Stop, like, I left my stuff in the car. I'm like, stop, roll this.
I'm like, okay.
She like, all right, here. I'm like, no, keep rolling it.
Keep rolling.
Yo, she
That
like,
was
so
my
what should
job
I
for the
do?
day.
I said, roll 2 every time you roll. Well, 1 for me and roll 1 for you. Whatever you feel like smoking again, roll 2. She like, you serious? Nigga, I'm running around entertaining.
Right.
And
I
shout
was
out
on
to
point,
Dell P, because since we talk about the Sippin' with Sammie Q, I change the name of my barbecue every year. Dell P performed for us in the rain and shit, man. And tore it down, man. That was love.
That is love.
It's always love. And then he piggybacked and went down for the father and son game
Them
on
be
my
more.
Baltimore, my people's, man. And that was
nice.
that was beautiful. So appreciate the homie, man. Salute to him,
Shout out.
man. And I love to see y'all perform together.
Yeah, man.
I love the balance of
You was at
his.
the voltage joint we just did, right?
You killed that, and it's crazy because you're better live. You're better live. Not a lot of people are better live, but in Philly, we kind of used to that.
But
'cause the
she's
bar is
great,
high,
like-
but you're better live.
Thank you.
But
It's
you're great
crazy.
recorded, but live you do put on an
Like
amazing show.
that, the record that you and
The
Dell got
vocals,
that y'all performed at the
crazy.
joint.
Crazy.
I listened to that joint. I watched you perform it live and was like, shit, I forgot that she's fucking this dangerous.
Right.
And mind you, how many times, just like probably 20 minutes ago, you just sung in my face. How many times you done did that? We done been here a few times. And it just be like, every time it be like, it's better live.
Right.
It's better live. And that's you
better
take
live.
you take that for what it is. And I mean, you might need to make that a t-shirt.
It's
Sue that. It's better
Sudat.
live.
Yeah, man. Listen,
Put
I
us
wanna
better
be
live
like,
on the
I wanna be
back.
like Patti LaBelle, man. Patti LaBelle,
Shout out to Pay LaBelle.
the queen.
She's getting a street named after her tomorrow too.
Oh, that's dope.
Hey,
I'm gonna tell you. I got it. I'm going tomorrow, 4 o'clock.
you
I'm gonna tell you.
send me
I
that,
will. I got you.
Darn it.
I
I
got
might
you.
pull up
Slide
just because
through.
y'all going.
It's a part of Why Welcome America. I got you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah,
nice.
yeah, the Wawa joint.
I got
right.
That.
I got you.
No, that's dope.
That's beautiful. That's
Brandy, one of the strongest, most underrated voices we had. But she killed herself because she had stage fright for the first 15 years of her career.
Oh, is that what happened?
She wasn't going on tour. She wasn't perform.
She really never did go on tour. You're right.
No, it's true.
crazy.
She had stage fright.
She-
But
I know
as
she-
far as
I
like
seen her
a strong
recently.
voice, like on some damn near Whitney shit,
Mhm.
Yeah, I love her.
Brandy had it.
Brandy got
And I mean, she
voice.
still got it. But like,
She be doing them runs.
a lot of trauma with
everything.
Brandy now.
She
But
be
she
killing it.
had it.
I love Brandy. Brandy,
Yeah,
man. Brandy.
That was kind of when she eased out of her stage fright thing.
That was later.
That
Yeah.
wasn't. That was
Not the
thinking
hype.
in more than one direction. It wasn't all focused on her standing in the middle of
Now
a
you got me
stage.
thinking about
Just
Brandy music.
you know what I mean? It was a different mental thing. But like no, she when she was on the song with all the with everybody, with all the women, was it? I am not everyone. What was it?
No, with Queen Latifah,
Queen Latifah and everybody.
MC Light,
She
and
went, that was when she was supposed to go. She ain't go.
I Want to Be Down remix.
Probably something like that. It was around that time because she did a performance or two with them, and you can see it.
Dang.
You can see it. I mean, just a little, y'all. If I'm lying, tell me in the comments.
No,
But no, man, it's been a great episode. I had 2 beautiful women with me. I've been flanked. I like that. You know what I mean? That's like the Sippin' with Sammie W looking about right now. But anyway, so before we get out of
silly.
here,
He's so silly.
before we get out of here, let the people know how to find your stuff, how to book you, what you got coming.
Yes. I have a couple shows coming up. Philadelphia, I have something July 25th, and it's going to be a show that I'm headlining with Water Ice Radio,
Okay.
and
Water Ice.
they have their host Lauren Ray. She's putting on the show Soul in the City, and I want to say the time says 6:30, so I want to say it's 6:30, but I'll be posting about that on my website, SuzanneChristine.com. We about to change this. We about to change
That
things
whole
up. Like,
thing. Got to.
I'm about to not even be on the Instagram. Like,
This
I'm
just
about to
made
be
you think
figuring
different,
out-
didn't it?
Yeah, I'm about to just be directly emailing people and just.
Your email list is still as important as it was before.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
if not more.
It's probably more important
Absolutely.
because
You
when
know.
all that stuff falls apart,
I was
that's
gonna
all you
say
gonna
when
have
they had the crash, when
Yeah,
it goes
you gotta
down,
still be able to
all
get
you
in
gonna have.
contact.
people that only relied on Instagram had nothing. I was like, I still got my site, I still got my emails, like I still got you can't rely just on those
You need that
platforms.
list.
No.
People pay for them lists too,
People
so
do.
They
pay
do.
for
it's
those
value in
emails.
them lists.
Yo, they
Yeah.
do.
That's what the social media is actually benefiting from right now. Is our list. of
Yep.
What we do, and they selling it to companies.
Yep.
Yes. most
That's what it
certainly.
is.
Email is everything.
Yeah.
So, SuzanneChristine.com. Right now, social media is Suzanne Christine, SUZANN, no E on there. Your algorithm is going to put, not your algorithm, your autocorrect. We've been talking about it so much.
It's gonna put the E on it.
Your autocorrect is going to put the E on it. So take your E off, SUZANN, Christine, CHRISTINA. My hashtag is SUDAT, which stands for S for SUDAT. I'm sorry, S for spiritual, U for unique, D for divine, A for artistic, and T for thankful. That's SUDAT. You know, you can get your T-shirts on my website. You can, we got mugs. We got different things that you can get. We about to drop the Dope Queen line too for all the queens.
I love that one.
Stuff for the kings.
You gotta
too,
be a dope queen to roll with me.
You're right.
Yes, can definitely purchase for their lady. You know, but
That's
listen,
hard.
you know, follow me and follow me on the Spotify and the Tidal and all of that good stuff. Like,
Yeah, me
that's
too.
what we need you. Yes, we need you to, you know, hop on there and follow the music, listen to the music. You know, add me to your favorite playlist.
Say that.
Add me to your favorite playlist. You know, because people play their playlist and then they'll make sure they hear it every day.
Right.
You know, so but that's it, man. I appreciate my guy SippinWitSammie.
Appreciate you, Sue.
He's a dope king, and I appreciate him for always showing love and being supportive. And I'm here,
I got you.
and I get to meet this queen all the time. She changes her hair, and you know, I'm just getting this facial recognition now because all I see is face.
Oh.
So yeah, we
Definitely a pleasure.
yeah,
Always.
and
A lot more
you
to
know,
come, man.
You're connected with some people that I love and
Yep.
who have been very supportive of me. Shout out to Women in Media,
Absolutely.
Danielle Jeter.
Yep.
That's my boo. And yeah.
Big things them going, Saf.
Big things are going. All right, so you can check me at onthescenemagazine.com. As I told you, it's a positive platform. We're inundated with negative information all the time. So check out onthescenemagazine.com for your positive information in fashion, sports, finance, education, anything that you want from a positive platform, from a positive perspective. So you want to see.
Dope. And I'm sipping with Sammie, Sam Malone, Barstool, Rugen. As usual, if you ain't sipping with Sammie, you ain't sipping right. Get your fucking life together. Subscribe to the page. Follow these ladies. Make sure that you support whatever the fuck they doing. Because if I co-sign them, you should probably know what they got going on. And we is.
Never felt this way before. It's like half of me is missing and the other half needs fixing, baby. Why'd I let you walk through the door? Now I wonder who you're kissing. If you're out there, hope you're listening. Because I want you, and I need you, and you know I got to have you. 'Cause without you, I Yeah.